Monica Crowley, good friend of the program, good friend. How are you, Monica?
Hey, Glenn, I am so great. I am sitting in Washington, D.C., and I'm so blessed and honored to be serving as Ambassador and Chief of Protocol of the United States under the leadership of President Donald J. Trump. It really is extraordinary. Glenn, I think we spoke during President Trump's first term when I was serving at the Treasury Department. The vibe this time is completely different, not just across the administration, but across Washington, D.C. It's like a new day has dawned.
So you are the ambassador. I mean, that is so cool. And the chief of protocol. What does that mean exactly?
Well, that is a very good question. A lot of people have been asking me that question. It does come with ambassador rank, so I am now Ambassador Monica Crowley. I did have to go through Senate confirmation to achieve this position. And Chief of Protocol essentially helps to manage all of the president's, the vice president's, and the Secretary of State's diplomatic engagements. And the Chief of Protocol, myself, handles the president and the vice president, and then my extraordinary team at Protocol usually handles the State Department and the Secretary's diplomatic engagements. But what we really try to do is create the most welcoming, incredible environment so that the principals can engage in the most robust, effective diplomacy possible for the United States.
Your job would be no, that doesn't mean reset in Russian, or no, it wouldn't be appropriate to give all your speeches on DVDs to the Queen. That would be the chief of protocol's job.
Yes, I would intervene before that red button that was mistranslated, Glenn, to be given to the Russian foreign minister. Yes, that would be me.
Good. Okay. So I can't believe what they're saying about Donald Trump, that everybody is saying that this is, about his birthday. It is the 200. What part of the 250th anniversary of America do people not get? This is the 250th birthday on the day that happens to be his birthday, but it is also the birthday of the U.S. Army. What part of that don't they understand here?
Well, they don't want to see the truth. Of course, they're going to take any cudgel, even if they have to make one up and hammer Donald Trump with it. This happens to fall on the president's birthday, which is providential, and it also happens to fall on Flag Day. And I just want to make a bigger point about all of this, Glenn, because you have been so extraordinary in talking about America's exceptional history for years and years and years. And I know you've got entire warehouses full of American historical pieces that are absolutely priceless and invaluable to our history.
I do feel a little like Citizen Kane at times, but go ahead.
You're our Citizen Kane, Glenn Beck. But this is not about him. And the bigger point about the fact that all of this, so the president is giving me this big portfolio to be his representative to these big U.S. hosted events over the next couple of years, including America 250, including the FIFA World Cup happening next year, including the 2028 Olympic Games happening in, we assume, Los Angeles. And it's providential that all of this is happening while Donald Trump is president, because the America First generation, the MAGA generation, Glenn, we are the natural heirs to the revolutionary generation. And, the other day I was in the Oval Office with the president and we were talking and he said, Monica, in retrospect, 2020 had to happen this way. And I said, yes, it did. God knows what he's doing. It had to happen this way because to have President Trump preside over the semi-quintennial, which is a big word to say, America's 250th birthday, is just such a gift. Isn't it, Glenn? It's a gift.
It is. So let me ask you, we haven't done a military parade since I think George H.W. Bush did it with the end of the Gulf War. We don't see them very often. What are we expecting? What is this going to be like?
So on Saturday, again, June 14th in Washington, D.C., the United States is going to commemorate 250 years of the U.S. Army's history, strength, service, and sacrifice with this extraordinary landmark celebration in Washington. And I can tell you, Glenn, I was born on an Army base. My father was U.S. Army. I was born at Fort Huachuca, Arizona. So this means a lot to me personally, and I know to so many others who are associated with and have served, not just in the Army, but across our military branches of service. We are going to put on a grand military parade that is going to bring to life 250 years of Army history, from the Revolution to today's cutting-edge technology. So I encourage everybody to come out and see this parade, watch on TV, however you can observe this, because it is going to be just massive. We are going to have historical reenactors. We are going to have restored military vehicles, precision flyovers, performances by elite U.S. military bands. We are going to honor those who have served, past and present, including wounded warriors and Gold Star families. And we are going to have, let me just tell you this, over 120 military vehicles and artillery pieces going back to the historic World War II era. We're going to have Vietnam-era flyovers, and we're going to have very cool F-22 flyovers.
Wow.
So the people who are on the ground, you can watch on TV, but
yeah, this is one thing that I wish I could be at. I think this is going to be extraordinary. I would imagine the coverage is going to be different on Fox than it would be on CNN, but we'll see. The other thing I have to ask you, and I don't know if you can comment on this, but I'm very concerned about this No Kings thing. I mean, these are radicals again, and they have been planning something all week and been planning it for quite some time, and they decided to select Saturday in Washington to do these big protests. What are you expecting? And any comment on that, if you can?
Well, peaceful protests are protected under the Constitution, and Caroline Lovett made that very clear, that peaceful protests the president has no issue with. But if they veer into violence, they will be dealt with very harshly. I can tell you, we're expecting countless people to descend on Washington, D.C. for this parade this weekend. And if you want tickets, they're still available. America250.org. America250.org. The tickets are free, but you do have to register because of the security issue, because obviously the president is going to be present, but we are well aware of the potential for these kinds of protests and this kind of activity. So the America 250 Commission is working hand in glove with the Department of Homeland Security, with the U.S. Secret Service, with the Park Police, with the Department of the Interior, as will happen for all of the events over the next year, to make sure that this is the safest, most secure event that you can attend. So everybody will have to go through security, and that's why we're making everybody register at the website if you want to attend. Again, it's free, but we want to ensure that this is a showcase, Glenn, for American leadership, dynamism, military strength, as well as we're honoring those who have served, honoring the U.S. Army, honoring the country, but we do want to ensure that everybody will be safe and sound attending this parade.
I will tell you that the left tried to do this when I did that big event on the Lincoln Memorial. We had about 300,000 or 400,000 people show up, and right before they made this big deal that that we had to up security because the Panthers were going to show up, and Al Sharpton's group, and all these lefties, the teachers' unions, they were all going to boycott, and they were all going to be there. And our crowd was totally cool. In fact, the Black Panthers walked through our crowd trying to spark something, and everybody's like, hey, join us, just sit down, come on, let's just watch, it's cool. And they just gave up and walked away. But I really think they did that to try to suppress the numbers. And if you are anywhere near the Washington, D.C. area, you will not see anything like this again. I mean, and it's our 250th. You need to get your tickets and go. Don't let them frighten you. I have, when it comes to protection of our people, I tend to think that we might have that down under this president. But
yes, nobody does it better. And President Trump will not tolerate violence of any kind. So again, the website is America250.org for your free tickets. He also is going to do one really cool thing at the end of the parade, Glenn. Of course, we're going to have fireworks and the rest of it. But at the end of the parade, President Trump is going to preside over the live reenlistment of 250 U.S. Army soldiers, which is going to be an incredibly powerful symbol and a visible reaffirmation of honor, respect, and duty being restored to our armed forces thanks to President Trump.
It's really great. It's really great.
Yep.
Monica, thank you so much.
Oh, it's
Just
my
really
great
appreciate
pleasure. My pleasure
really
as always,
appreciate it.
Glenn. Thank
God
you.
bless. You bet. Bye-bye. So it's America250.org, America250.org. You know, it's funny because Biden put something in, and I don't remember the name of the other one, but it's not America 250. And this one is also to celebrate America's 250. But in their own documents, it says, we want to de-emphasize American history. How do you... It's like, please come to Glenn Beck's birthday party, but we want to de-emphasize Glenn and his birthday. I mean, how do you do that? Oh my gosh, we are so fortunate that President Trump is the guy who is in office. Otherwise, you wouldn't have even known that America was 250 years old, and that is extraordinary. Countries don't last that long. This Constitution has lasted 250 years. The average length of life for a Constitution is 17 years. That's the average. I don't know. Says something good about our Constitution.